welcome back to Premier League Dad. How are we all doing? My name is Kee. We are live for Morecambe against Forest Green Rovers in the National League. International break time. Transfer window's over. Transfer deadline day is done. It's time for some National League footy. We've still got some footy going on over the next few days. Just because it's, international break, club football's... No. Club football hasn't ended. We are absolutely still watching club football every single day. Well, maybe not every day, actually. We've still got some international football to come up. But we'll be watching football every day on this channel. As we always do. We're not going anywhere. International football, club football, some form of football will be on every day on this channel. So we're going to watch today Morecambe against Forest Green. And it's an interesting time for both of these clubs. Obviously, Morecambe have had a really torrid time over the last couple of months. There was a time where it looked like they might not actually be a club anymore, Morecambe. It was a real difficult time for them. But they were rescued by the Panjab Warriors, weren't they? Rescued by the Panjab Warriors, and they were taken over, and they now have Ashvir Singh Johal as their new manager, who I believe is the first... I could be right. Is it the first Sikh? I don't know. Let me clarify this before I say. Ashvir, it's record-breaking time. It's great. It's first. Yes, the first Sikh. I was going to say. I knew I was right in saying this. The first Sikh to lead a professional English club. Ashvir Singh Johal is the new manager of Morecambe. He was appointed literally a couple of weeks ago, so very, very new to the role. And yeah, the Mazuma Stadium tonight. That's the destination. That's the stadium, the place where we're going to be watching a bit of football tonight. And Forest Green, of course, managed by Robbie Savage of all people. Robbie Savage. Can't believe we're watching a game of football managed by Robbie Savage. So yeah, it's going to be a good game tonight. Let me know what you're thinking. Ashvir Singh Johal, ex-coach at Leicester City, Wigan, Notts County. He also had a spell at Como, working with Cesc Fabregas, I believe, before he was named the head coach at Morecambe. But obviously, the owners, the Panjab Warriors, saw real potential in him. I think he worked with Brendan Rodgers for a spell as well. But yeah, the Shrimps. The Shrimps, Morecambe. Can they get a result tonight? Relegated from League 2 last year. Can they get a result? I want to know what you think. And obviously we'll still be talking about all sorts of football. News, transfer rumours, all that sort of stuff that we've been talking about for the last God knows how long anyway. So we'll still be chin-wagging about that. But if you want to join along and watch with me, you can do. It is on DAZN tonight. Jack Roberts says, keep up the good content, bro. Cheers, man. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. CFC, hiya, mate. By the way, Isaac will flop. Only messing, lad. I was going to say, that's very nice of you. Taylor, I'm watching Wimbledon versus Stevenage. Very nice. That in the EFL Cup. Yeah, I was thinking of watching the EFL Cup tonight, but I thought, I'd give it a miss. Shelley, evening Key. Dapper haircut. Thank you very much, Shelley. I aim to impress. It's not very often I get the old, compliments on that side. But yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. It's 20 minutes. 20 minutes to kick off, sorry, by the way. Jack Roberts says, where will Man United finish? I think if they'd have managed to get a midfielder, Manchester United would have finished 7th, 6th or 7th. Maybe they would have finished in about kind of the Europa Conference League places. I could have put them there with a midfielder. Without a midfielder, I think they might struggle. Yeah, without a midfielder, I think they're looking at maybe 10th, out there. 9th or 10th. I had them finishing 9th before the season. I think 9th or 10th is about right for Manchester United. What do you think? Am I being overly harsh with that? I don't think I am. Shelley says, hit the likes for Key. Oh, thanks, Shelley. George, I like your hair. I like you, George. CFC, but United are back. Can't lie, they have a keeper now. Mate, they've got Senna Lamans, but that's literally one thing. Like, that's not going to change anything for Manchester United. Senna Lamans coming in is good for them, but I don't think it's enough to make them a top 6 club. Put it that way. I think they'll still struggle. Taylor, EFL, mate, they are 2-0 down, the Dons already. Blimey, not good. Right, well, coverage doesn't even start here for another 5-10 minutes anyway, so we've got time to talk about whatever you want. Let's have a chat about whatever football related. Let's chat about anything. Or it doesn't even have to be football related, I guess. I'm happy to chat about anything. Eddie, what about Tottenham? They finished behind United, but they look quite good under the new manager. I think Tottenham will be the biggest improvers this season. I said 6th, I think, before the start of the season. I may evaluate that and move it up to a 5th, because I think the signing of Kolo Muani's big, and Javi Simons I think could be big too. So yeah, 5th feels about right for Spurs. I think after Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs feel like the best of the rest. Is that fair to say? Obviously last year it was Newcastle and Villa, but I think both of those have kind of taken a step back. I think Spurs are probably the best of the rest. But that is going to be the big thing now. That's like almost, people have conceded the title almost and thought the title race is done. I don't think the title race is done just because Liverpool have signed Isak. But I do think the race for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, there's kind of 4 European positions there between potentially about 10 clubs. There's literally about 10 clubs you could put in those positions. If you think about it, you've got, if we go from Chelsea down, so if you say Chelsea, Spurs, Newcastle, Villa, Brighton, Man United, Bournemouth, Fulham, Forest, 9. Anyone else that might be an outsider? I mean, Brentford were decent last season, but they're not going to be this season. So yeah, either way, you're looking at 9 or 10 clubs possibly. BCFC Benji says Everton surprise package. Do you think Grealish and KDH with Diblin will do well? I don't think Everton a surprise package enough that I would put them around Europe. I think there's a ceiling on what Everton can do without a centre forward. They haven't really got a centre forward. That's the problem for Everton. I like the signing of Grealish. I think it's good, but yeah, I don't think Everton finished top half. They've got no right back. They needed to sign pace in forward areas, and they haven't really. Grealish is a good player, but he's not fast, is he? Dewsbury Hall, again, talented, but he's not fast. Diblin, I don't think he starts enough games, because I think it'll be Grealish, probably Dewsbury Hall and Dye, behind the centre forward. They haven't really got enough pace, Everton, in the forward areas. Joe, how's it going, Joe? Ralph Grunker, is Borussia Dortmund your favourite German club? No. Who are my favourite German club, actually? I don't know who my favourite German club are. I don't know. Yeah, I've got a Bochum kit. Got a VFL Bochum kit, but that's about it. I like a lot of German teams, to be honest. I like Mainz. There's a few of them I like. Tom, it's hard to judge Newcastle until Volta and Visser come into the team. That's as a mag. That's true enough, Tom. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how they bed in. Joe, on Wisser's signing video, he was on FaceTime with Cisse. The game is back. Why would he be on that with Cisse? I mean, I know they're both African, but Wisser's... Where's Wisser from? Wisser's from the Congo, isn't he? Cisse's Senegalese, wasn't he? Papis Cisse. Was he Senegalese? Where was Papis Cisse from? Sure he was Senegal, wasn't he? That's really done my head in that now. Papis Cisse was Senegal. I thought he was. Yeah, and Wisser's Congo, isn't he? Tom, he idolised Barnsley. Oh, right, okay. Well, then that makes sense, yeah. Svera, he says he's French, but he's Congolese, Wisser. He says he's French. I thought he played... Didn't he play for the Congo? Or is he just holding out for the French cap? No, he plays for the Congolese side. He was born in France, though. He was born in Villeneuve-Saint... Oh, no, he was born in Épinay-sur-Seine in France. But he's played 33 times for the Congo. Tom, think Barcy saying Wissa are all French born, mate. That's the link. Right, okay. Paul Hexham, I'm watching Gillingham v Fulham, pal. 1-0 to Jill so far. And good evening. Good evening to you too, sir. Alfred, I love Sweden football. I love Swedish footballers right now. Yeah. Big fan of Swedish footballers. Isak. Brolin. Olof Mellberg. Robert Key, you've got to do Boston United v Scunthorpe United in the National League. Proper Lincolnshire derby. And I support Boston United. Nice. Shelley, what do you think about Grimsby being fined? Have they actually been fined, Shelley? I knew there was a story breaking today about Manchester United, and there was talks. Oh, there you go. They've been fined 20,000 by the English Football League for fielding an ineligible player during their League Cup win against Manchester United. I didn't know that. To be honest, I saw Goldbridge kicking off about it, saying that, you know, he wanted him to be reinstated and all this sort of stuff, which that would be that'd be so shameful, wouldn't it, if you got reinstated to that competition on that basis just because they've fielded an ineligible player. That would be so harsh. So yeah, you can't. United fans shouldn't be pushing for him to be reinstated. On the 3 previous occasions that ineligible players have been fielded in the competition, the clubs making the error have also been fined, which were Liverpool, Accrington Stanley and Sunderland. And they were all involved and they all got fined. So the last time was when Liverpool fielded Pedro Chirivella and he didn't have international clearance to play in it. Accrington did. Again, for not receiving international clearance. Interesting. Well, here we go. It's always due to international clearance that they've not really done it, which is odd, isn't it? Ollie, when is the schedule out for the rest of this week? It'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow I will update the schedule because obviously we've only got tomorrow's game on the schedule. So yeah, tomorrow I will look at what we've got coming up over the next week. And I will, the next 2 weeks actually. The next 2 weeks of football I'm going to look at and I'm going to pick out the games that we're going to be doing on this channel. If there's any games in particular over the next 2 weeks while we've got this international break on, if there's any that stand out to you that you'd like to watch, like you'd like us to cover, then let me know. I'm happy to kind of have a look. But tomorrow we've got Brackley Town against Carlisle United. On Thursday, we're going to be doing Kazakhstan against Wales, which is a 3 o'clock kickoff on Thursday. And then I was thinking of probably doing the Northern Ireland game at 7:45 on Thursday. Luxembourg v Northern Ireland. Maybe. Yeah, so Kazakhstan, Wales, and then we'll do Luxembourg, Northern Ireland. On Friday, what could we do on Friday? Denmark, Scotland on Friday. There you go. We'll do Denmark, Scotland on Friday, and then on Saturday, we're back. Saturday, we've got more National League football and League 2 football. We've got Newport against Bristol. I like that. We could do that. And then at 3 o'clock, lots of good 3 o'clock games on Saturday. And then Bromley Gillingham at 5:30 on Saturday. Oh, we've got some good footy this weekend. Yeah, lots and lots of good footy. We could even watch a bit of La Liga too. We've got Segunda Liga on at 5:30 on Sunday. Almeria against Racing Santander. Yes, I like that. Joe Wisser got number 9. Have you seen Harvey Elliott got number 9 as well? Taylor, how do you pick what game you want to watch? I just have a look at which games are on and yeah, I decide which ones I want to watch. That's it. There's no real logic to it beyond that. If there's anyone has sort of any personal feelings towards, I'll take that into consideration, but that's about it, to be honest. Paul, thank you very much as always. I really appreciate it. Michael, hi. Hi, Gel. What is your opinion on EA 26? I'm hoping I get famous enough that maybe for EA 27 I can get a little can get a little beta code. So what I'm doing is this year, I'm going to buy EAFC 26 and I'm going to play it enough. I'm going to do play-alongs or I'm going to do some sort of, I don't know. I'll see if I can get some community traction by doing play-alongs. And then next year I'm hoping I get it sent me for free with a bit of luck. Joe, can I 1v1 you? Yeah, if you want to get absolutely pwned into next week. Of course you can. Yeah, absolutely. Of course we can do all that. Robert, Ollie Marley, I believe DAZN. Yeah, it is DAZN, sorry, for tonight's game. It kicks off in 8 minutes, so let me see if I can actually put it on now. Is it actually on yet? Don't think it is. Honestly, the DAZN app is absolutely shocking, mate. Sam Savini avoiding you since Sunday. Hey. Oh, it was great. To be honest, it was. If it had been a draw, mate, that would have been fine. We'd have accepted a draw, wouldn't we? Both of us would have been happy with a draw, but it was just nice to get the win. Right, how do I kill the application? It's that, isn't it? I'm sure it is. Is it that? Oh, come on. Sam Savini, mate, I'm Arteta in, but why is Eze sitting on the bench after half-time? That blew my mind. Do you know what? I don't understand at all why you signed Eze, because I just feels like you've done it just to sort of spite Spurs. Because there's no way he should not be playing for Arsenal in that sort of a game. But I still don't really get where you fit him in. Unless he's going to actually replace Odegaard and you're going to sell Odegaard, then I don't know what the point of him was. Doesn't seem to make an awful lot of sense to me. Come on. Are we on? Are we live at the Mazuma Stadium? We are. We're on. Eden Nielsen says, hello Brazil, now chat. Eden Nielsen Silva Rodriguez. Obrigado. RL Petocci, Glasner owns Liverpool. Listen, Glasner is going to be out of a job in about 6 months' time. Sam Savini is going to replace Martinelli, but I agree, I would have preferred an out-and-out left winger. This is it. He seems to play with wingers that sort of get their boots white. So it would have made a lot more sense that he'd have maybe, I don't know, sell Martinelli, sell Trossard, fine. If you're going to bring Eze in, that's cool, but go and get, I don't know, there's loads of wide players they could have. Honestly, go and put a bid in for Luis Diaz. Something like that. I mean, Liverpool probably wouldn't have sold him, but yeah, that would have been a cheeky one. Go and pinch Luis Diaz from Liverpool. Ollie Marley, is England game a chance on Saturday? Wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to watch it. Do I watch the England game? Is it England? It's England Andorra, isn't it, on Saturday? Oh, can't really be bothered. Let me have a look. What games are on Saturday night? Because that's the question. When is it? What is it conflicting with? England v Andorra kicks off at 5 p.m. Right, so the alternatives are that we wait half an hour and we watch Bromley against Gillingham. And honestly, I fancy watching Bromley-Gillingham. Because England v Andorra will be... Oh, nah, we'll watch England. We'll watch England. Come on. Yeah, we'll watch England. Why not? Why not? Taylor, I watched the top division of the Kosovo for my game yesterday. It finished 1-1. Decent game. Fredo Baggins says, most exciting team in the world to watch right now. Ooh, that's a good question. Most exciting team to watch. Do you know what? I mean, I'm probably going to get a fair bit of stick for this, but Manchester United. Maybe not as a Man United fan, but Manchester United are a very exciting team to watch. They always seem to play on the front foot under Ruben Amorim, almost to their own cost. They are creating chances with Mateus Cunha, with Mbermo. They're just not always finishing them. They are totally reckless in midfield. They get played through almost at will. So Burnley were running through them in midfield at times. They have their wing-backs sometimes, especially if it's like Ahmad. They play their wing-backs abnormally high, which leaves loads of space in the wide areas, and that's where Burnley scored their second from. So yeah, I think Manchester United might be a shout. Genuinely. I genuinely think it might be. And that's from a Liverpool fan. It's not because of Man United playing amazing football, but they are definitely interesting to watch. United forever, Man United, seriously, it's Tuchel with England though. Asden, nice trim, bro. Cheers, man. Sam Savini, you are just buying the league now. Isak is outrageous. What do you mean buying the league? We've spent less than you. We've spent less than Arsenal. How can we be buying the league? The Mazuma Stadium. Oh, I've got the kits wrong again. I thought they'd be in the lovely green number, Forest Green, but they're not. They're in some sort of a yellow concoction. Unless that's a... What are they wearing? Yeah, Forest Green in some sort of a yellow concoction. I thought they'd be in the green home kit, or at least maybe in their pink away kit. But I actually don't know what they're wearing. We'll have to see. James, hey Key, who should I captain next in the FPL? I may screenshot and complain if it doesn't work out. Who should you captain next? What's the next game week? Let's have a look at the next game week, actually. Let's talk Premier League game week 4. Potential captains. Here we go. Let's have a look at game weeks. So game week 4 is going to be Palace at home to Sunderland, Arsenal at home to Forest, Bournemouth home to Brighton, Everton home to Villa, Fulham home to Leeds, Newcastle home to Wolves, West Ham home to Spurs, Brentford at home to Chelsea, and then you got Burnley at home to Liverpool, City at home to United. I'd be looking at captain. If you've got Haaland, captain Haaland for City against United, because I think they'll stick a few on United. I'd probably be looking to captain... I genuinely would captain Isak. No, I wouldn't captain Isak. He's not going to score in his debut at Turf Moor, is he? He's not going to score in his debut at Turf Moor. Not Wirtz, no. And definitely not Voltamada. I hear he's the new Salah. No. I'd maybe go a little bit left field. I feel like Fulham could be one to look at. So... Is the goals in that Palace-Sunderland game as well? Palace scored quite... Although no, because the whole Gay thing threw him. Sarr's out for 8 weeks. Adam Wharton's out for 8 weeks. Right, I'm going to have to change the Forest Green kit anyway, because I've got it in green, and they're clearly not in green. They're in some sort of a yellow number, so I'm going to put them in yellow. There you go, that's maybe a bit better. Right, Forest Green, Morecambe, at the Mazuma Stadium. We're about to get underway. I'll go through the lineups in just a second. If you're watching along with us, you can watch it on DAZN, by the way. Looking forward to this one. And we're off. Sounds like a horse racing thing, doesn't it? Right, so the lineups are as follows for this one. So, Morecambe have got Mer in goal, Aziz, Kane, Conte, Edwards, Franchillet, Musquet, Sangare, Sesse, Tollett, and the captain Jan Songo, obviously in midfield as well. Forest Green are in, early chance, cleared away by Morecambe. Just about get it away though, it was Sangare. Forest Green have got McNicholas in goal, Kanu, Houghton, Kengney, Knowles, McAllister, Mendy, Mitchell, Pemberton, Whitwell, and then the captain is Jordan Moore-Taylor. So they are your teams for this one. Let's see how we go. Bit of non-league football. You'll love to see it. Oh, how's that just happened? That's well annoying. Oh. Sorry, folks. I don't know how that's just happened. There you go. That's a bit better. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you. Right, let's catch up with TikTok. Sorry, I'm still going on with the chat and everything. Get your predictions in for this one. Let me know what you're thinking. If you've got any general questions or, you know, stuff you want to talk about football-wise, whether it's about the National League, football around Europe, the internationals that are about to come up, or the Premier League, whatever you want to talk about, let's talk about it. And we shall see. James King from Fulham. I feel like Fulham will be so aggrieved by that Chelsea result that I think, yeah, Rodrigo Muniz might not be a bad shout. I might go for Semenyo versus Brighton. Could be a great fixture. Well, Brighton were dreadful away from home last week. Joe, I've just signed Tolu and Wissa for my FPL. Good picks. Wissa could be, but again, does he start straight away for Newcastle? The same sort of thinking as Isak. I mean, is Isak going to go straight into the team for Liverpool against Burnley? Is Wissa going to go straight into the Newcastle team? Who knows? Forest Green have got a free kick just outside the area here. It is Forest Green doing all the pressing. It's got to be said. Morecambe not really getting stuck in just yet. Joe, I reckon we batter Wolves. Going to be loads of excitement with the new signings, which boost the mood. Could say the same, though, about Wolves, to be honest. James Kane should be dropped from the England team. Controversial opinion, maybe. Why? Why would you say that? That feels harsh. Clips HQ, do you think I keep Ekitike in my FPL? I think so, yeah. I think he starts v Burnley. Of course, Isak starts first game. It's not even a question. Well, he's not played a game all season, Edward. You know, he's not kicked a ball on a football pitch. So, I think it's... I mean, I don't think he does start. I'd be very, very surprised if he does, actually. Ryan, do you think Isak gets more than 30 minutes against Burnley if he doesn't start? I think we probably do bring him on, but I imagine we get him off the bench. Like, he's on the bench. He isn't going to come straight in and start straight away. This is a Liverpool team that have won 3 on the spin, so I would be amazed if Arne Slot puts him straight in. I mean, he might do. You never know. I guess he's going to make a decision on his fitness, but I would imagine he comes off the bench. James says, why is Rashford still getting into the England team? I mean, he's starting for Barca. Edward, that doesn't matter. You don't pay 125 for a striker and don't start him. Well, you do. You've got to think of his fitness. I mean, he's still a human being, mate. You can't just bring someone in who's not played a game of football in months and then just, oh yeah, we'll just throw you straight in for 90 minutes. Like, surely it's better off just edging him in, just giving him a little start. Like, we'll give you 15, 20 minutes off the bench, and then we'll give you another maybe half an hour off the bench next game, and then we'll build you up and throw you in for a 90 the week after. So, there's a lot of games coming up for Liverpool. I think after the international break, it's not just for Liverpool, but after the international break, there's a run of about, I think it's about 6 games in 17 days. 17, 18 days. It's about a game every 3 days. So, you know, there's going to be plenty of opportunities for these players to get, you know, minutes on the pitch. I just don't think there's any need to rush him and throw him in, because, again, if he starts and then he gets injured, same with Wissa or Voltemada, you throw him straight into a team in an unfamiliar situation, they get injured, then whose fault is it? The manager. Razine, what's your take on Rio called back to the England squad after 2019? Rio called back to the England squad after 2019. Oh, sorry. It says Ruben Loftus-Cheek. It looked like Rio. Yeah, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I don't really rate, to be honest. I'm surprised he has got a call up, but maybe with Adam Wharton out, kind of makes sense. He's probably the only English midfielder that can play in that position that's sitting deep and playing regularly as well every week at AC Milan. Lee Oxley, hope you're keeping well, mate. You too, Lee. Good to see you again, mate. Long time no see. James, not starting. I just feel like the team will be more fluid with better chemistry without him. Joe, I reckon you push out Ekitike to left wing and Isak up front. Gakpo's been very quiet. Very quiet. He scored against Bournemouth. Oh, unlucky. Forest Green Rovers, first chance of the game there. They got in and it's gone. Is it going to be a corner? No, I think it's gone behind the goalkeeper. Didn't get a touch, but first chance. Early chance. Lee Oxley, Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the England squad. Has Gibbs White been called up? I haven't had a look, you know. Let me have a look. Yogi, do you keep a track of games you watch? I do, yes. Well, they're all recorded and they're all on my YouTube channel. So yes, every single game that I watch, the full recording is all over on YouTube, and I have a schedule over there of what games I am going to watch every single day. So yeah, they're all on there. Reece Crownshaw says the best striker in the world and the second best striker in the world both play for Sweden. Mental. But which is which? Ryan, it wouldn't even make sense to drop Ekitike right now. He's in full flow and proving himself. That's very true. James, for me, you should have great form to play for England, not just the team you play for on loan. He's not even playing all that well for Barcelona, to be honest. Clips HQ says, here's my controversial opinion. Sesko scores more than Isak in the Premier League this season. Sesko? He's not even getting a game for United at this moment in time. James Henderson is just there for vibes. Henderson's still a very good midfielder. I like Jordan Henderson. Be Yourself Dylan says, hey, Grimsby should count themselves lucky. They played someone they shouldn't have. Well, I was just reading about that, and the last 3 times that has happened, it was Sunderland, Liverpool, and Accrington Stanley, and all 3 of those teams got a fine. So they was never going to get thrown out of the competition. Razine, out of context, have you heard the new Ramos song? I haven't, no. Jordan, where's the announcement video for Gay from Liverpool? Well, I've seen the farewell video from Gay, by Gay to Palace. I've seen that. Have you seen that? Mark Gay's actual farewell video to Crystal Palace. Poor lad. I feel so sorry for him. What is your take on that, Jordan? So obviously Jordan's our Crystal Palace fan, comes in regularly. We like Jordan. What's your take on that? Well, let's take here, guys. National League, my fave, netter than EPL for me. Nice, good. Well, like it. We're gonna be watching a fair bit of National League over the course of this season, and this is the first one we've been watching. So looking forward to it. United forever. If Tuchel takes Henderson and Bowen to the World Cup, we're screwed. You have to agree. Why? But mate, did you see the goal that Bowen nearly scored the other day? He was like prime Messi. Jordan, can't believe he stayed. I just feel like I can't believe that the club have caved in to Glasner. Like, I can understand it a little bit. You know, Glasner's ultimately said, hasn't he? If you sell him, I will resign, which is like the ultimate power play. He's absolutely plopped his stones down on the table and said, Parish, if you sell him, I am out of here. I'm gone. Now do with that information what you will. And Steve Parish has gone, fine, okay, well then, we can't let him go. Job done. Clips HQ, do you do this full time now, Kee? I do, mate, yes, I do. Chance, Forest Green, big deflection, keeper's claimed it. Jordan, I think it's blown out of context. Guess I could say he said numerous times he was happy at Palace or Liverpool, so he's not unhappy, but it's nice to see Parish has bowed down to Glasner. Well, apparently he's done that before. I was listening to, what's his name? I don't know his name, but it's Hopkin looking to curl one, HLTCO. his podcast. He's obviously a popular Palace fan. Seems a nice fella. Listen to him on social media. Listen to his podcast and him talking about it. And yeah, apparently Parish has done this quite a few times before. So yeah, I don't mind it. I understand it. And from a Liverpool perspective, I'm not really too fussed because I still think we get Gay in the end, probably in January maybe. I imagine we offer Palace 15 million or 20, I don't know, maybe a bit less to take him in January. Tech, Isak versus Gyökeres, who's better? That's not even a question. Isak by some distance. Wade Dodd, Key, what's your thoughts on Lamens to United? Do you think United should play him in their next game straight away versus City? It's a massive game to make a debut in. That is a really good point. What would you do if you're Ruben Amorim? You've just got this young kid in, Senna Lamens, only played in the Jupiler Pro League for Antwerp. Does he start for Manchester United, making his debut against Man City? I would. Yeah, I don't think there's a better time for him to start, actually, because if you put him in that... Put it this way. Let's say they put Bayindir in, or he puts Onana in. If he puts Bayindir or Onana in, they make a mistake. Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? If he puts either of them two in, they make a mistake, all the fans will have said, Ruben, you've got to have played him. I can't believe you didn't play Lamens. You've signed a new keeper. You've gone out to the market. You've got a keeper. You've not played him. So I feel like Ruben Amorim, if he doesn't start Lamens, actually he's making a rod for his own back. If he plays Lamens and Lamens makes a mistake, I think the United fans will be a lot more forgiving because they'll at least say, well, he's kind of screwed. He's gone out and got a keeper, the young lad, he's made a mistake. It's not nice, but we can understand it because it's a tough game to make your debut in. But his alternatives were Onana or Bayindir, both of whom have made massive mistakes. So I honestly think you've got either... You can pick two keepers, both of whom have already made lots of mistakes, or you can pick one keeper who could well be a Courtois regen, which I think he will be, actually. I really like Senna Lamens. James, I wonder if Newcastle will do an emotional farewell video for Isak. Did you see his announcement or the statement? It was like 6 sentences. It was just like, we have sold Alexander Isak to Liverpool for a record-breaking transfer fee. That was it. Like that, there was nothing else. There was no we would like to thank Alexander for all of his dedication and all that stuff. It was just, we've sold him. He scored 294 goals in 575 appearances or whatever it was. Jordan, from what I've seen, Gay wasn't upset. He didn't get the move, but wanted the move, if that makes sense. I think it happens in the end. But Gay staying out of respect because he knew we were in massive trouble. I think that might be wishful thinking, Jordan. No, I don't think it's anything to do with him. I mean, again, I'm not saying I don't know any more than you do, I guess, on this situation. So, but in my opinion, I don't necessarily think he's staying out of respect. I think he's staying because he's had the rug pulled out of him last minute. And apparently all of the big journalists today have done pieces saying that Gay is actually really upset and he's considering withdrawing as Crystal Palace captain for the remainder of the season, which kind of would make a little bit of sense, wouldn't it? It would be like, well, look, you're going to keep me, I'll stay, but I am not staying as captain. Oh yes, let's believe X, where Gay to Liverpool was a done deal. I mean, look, in fairness, it was as good as... He was in Liverpool training gear, wasn't he? He was in Liverpool training gear, waiting to sign the the contracts at our offices. Clips HQ, Gay wasn't going to start anyway. James, Gay left it way too late. It's not fair on Palace. No, Liverpool bid £35 million, mate, over 3 weeks ago. Nearly a month ago, Liverpool bid for Mark Gay. Yeah, it was 3 weeks, nearly 3 weeks ago. So I don't know what... Like Liverpool couldn't have done any more. We made the offer weeks and weeks and weeks ago to Palace. Apparently Palace wanted to keep him for the qualifiers to get them into Europe, which we kind of went, all right, fair enough. He stayed. He played on Sunday night against Aston Villa. Like, Liverpool have done everything we can do, I think. And Gay has done everything he can do. It's honestly, it's entirely on Palace as far as I'm concerned. Liverpool have done all we can do. Gay did all he can do. And, Palace just didn't get a replacement in the end. Apparently they pushed for Joe Gomez as well. They pushed for Joe Gomez in the end and we said no. Jordan, okay, so what you're all saying is if Gay is so unhappy, he's going to refuse to play like half the babies in the rest of the league. No. I don't think he refuses to play. No, not at all. I think he's far too wedded to Palace for that and far too professional. But I think he will be pissed off, like really, really pissed off. And that's nothing to do with the Palace fans. That's nothing to do with his teammates. It's entirely to do with Steve Parish and his manager. And it's hard to separate those two, isn't it? If you're a footballer, if you're Mark Gay and you are absolutely raging at the way you've been treated, you don't want to let down the Palace fans and you don't want to let down your teammates, but you also want to let Glasner and Parish know that you are really, really annoyed about it. So how do you do that? And I think a way that he will do that is probably by saying, I'll stay, but if you want me to give you everything, I am stepping down as captain. Or maybe he doesn't step down as captain. I'm going on January the 1st, basically. January the 1st, I am going. That's it. Like, don't mess me around. If you want the best out of me, in January you do a move and I get going. Because you've pulled the rug now. We've give you loads of time to sort out a replacement. Now you've got till January to sort it. Jordan, we wanted the Milan centre-back. Gomez didn't go Milan, so we couldn't get him. Blame yourselves, not us. If Gomez went, you get Gay. Simple. I think if it was that simple, it would have happened. Morecambe, chance. Oh, good save. Unlucky. Best chance of the game there. 18 minutes in. Morecambe doing all he can here. Hit it from distance. Oh, really unlucky. That's much better. Yeah, I was going to say, I think if it was that simple, if it was just a merry-go-round of Gomez to Milan, Pavlovic to Palace and Gay to Liverpool, oh, that would have been dead simple. Apparently what happened is, in the end, Liverpool agreed with Palace that they would give them Mark Gay. This is from, is it Chris Williams? I think it's from Chris Williams, the journalist. Don't know what paper he's from, but he basically said that Liverpool offered Crystal Palace Mark Gay, or Palace wanted... No. Ugh. Palace asked Liverpool for Joe Gomez in return for Mark Gay, right? And apparently the rumour was that Liverpool said, we'll do that, but after a certain number of games, it becomes an obligation to buy. And Palace said, we don't want that. We only want him on a straight loan. So they backed out of it. Reese, I think West Ham have massively played a part in the Gay deal, by the way. That's true enough. Charlie, what's happening with Martinez and Villa? He didn't get his move and he seems he wants to leave. Well, yeah, he isn't gonna leave, is he? He isn't gonna leave. That's him done now. He's gonna stay at Villa. Maybe he goes to Saudi in January. Finners Matty, I wonder if Gay playing against us next month. Yeah, I would imagine so. He'll still play for Palace. He'll still do all that stuff. Ryan, I feel this window has left a bad stain for transfers. Go on strike, get your move, be polite and unlucky. The thing is, I don't know if does Isak and Wissa count as going on strike? Is that what going on strike looks like? I'm not sure it is. I think clubs have behaved badly. We just don't really care about that as fans. That's the reality. Clubs behave appallingly and nobody bats an eyelid. Finners Matty, it's not Parish's fault, it's Glasner's fault. Of course it's Parish's fault. He makes the ultimate decision, mate. It has to be Parish's fault. James Gay should do what Jackson did, just turn up at Anfield for training and refuse to leave. It is effectively what happened with Chelsea and Nicholas Jackson, isn't it? Chelsea said to Bayern, yeah, fine, we'll sell you him. He's flown over to Bayern, like, all excited for this move. Pictures in the top and everything ready to go, and Chelsea have gone, one of our lads have got injured, so you best get back. Can you imagine how fuming you'd be? How annoyed you'd be? So Mark Gay's exactly the same. He's literally been there doing his medical, finished his medical, in a Liverpool training top, ready to go, like about to fly up to Liverpool to do his, like, you know, marketing stuff, and they pull the plug on it. Oh, you'd be well annoyed. He was this close. He was this close to the big move that he wanted. And now he's got to find the energy to get going again. To go again for Palace for the next 3-4 months or whatever it is. And that's why I would have to say, if I'm Mark Gay, I'd be saying to Palace, look, I'll do it, but January comes, I am off. Come hell or high water, you need to have found a replacement for me by January. Like, I'm putting you on notice. Morecambe with a shot. Oh my God, what a goal that is! Get in there! What an absolute screamer from Morecambe. Get in there! That is an absolute belter. Oh, tell you what. Sit down, Robbie Savage. Sit down. That is absolutely sensational stuff. Oh my God. Off the bar and in. Unbelievable. I can't even tell you how good that was. Absolutely unreal. Cuts in. On his right peg. Smashes it just outside the area. Hits the bar and down. Great goal. Morecambe 1. Forest Green 0. And you know, I was so glad I didn't back this one. Edward Key, I just hope Isak doesn't do to us what he done to Newcastle when Barcelona will come in for him. Well, he won't do that if we don't lie to him. If we make false promises to him, then he won't get upset. So there you go. If we make false promises, then yeah, he might get upset. That's just standard. Like, that's the nice human thing, isn't it? That's what you're not supposed to do as a football club, is not be a bellwith with your employees. Charlie, Mark Gay was the last piece in the puzzle for Liverpool transfer window. I think that would have made it, 10. 10 out of 10. Paul Hexham, I mentioned your haircut the other night. You didn't read it out. Are you ashamed? I didn't see it. Sorry, mate. I didn't see it. Thank you, though. Oliver Sims, thoughts on Sunderland's transfer business so far? On Twitter, I have done a post ranking every single Premier League transfer, ranking every single club's Premier League transfer window. So if you want to go and have a look, go and check it out over on Twitter, or X, whatever, at the PL Dad. You can go and check it out over there. J-Star Trading, I don't think it was anything to do with West Ham. Lisha, Grimsby Town having to cheat to beat the Giants of Manchester. Think now we should appeal this. You'd have no grounds for appeal. And even if you did, you'd have to be ashamed to claim that. Charlie, we've done that one, sorry. Reese, that goal was unbelievable. Charlie 123, Robbie Savage, absolutely fuming. Alex Macklin, good old Morecambe. Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for Morecambe now. Quite like the Shrimps. Got a lot of time for Morecambe. Lisha, revenge for Mbermo is justified. That's a foul, ref. Come on. It was an absolute screamer, honestly. It was, is it Guion Edwards? Yeah, Guion Edwards with the goal. Ex-Wigan, of course. Guion Edwards. Ostermorg, do you reckon Isak starts against Burnley? We were just talking about this, mate. No, I don't think he does. I honestly don't think he does. He hasn't kicked a ball, like, match fit anyway. He's not been on a pitch and played. He didn't... I mean, dare I say, he didn't look all that sharp in his medical. Like, you know, he looked quite narrow, didn't he? Like, he's svelte, but he didn't look like he'd... I feel like that's going to be one of the things maybe over the next few weeks, is that he aims to get himself bulked up maybe a touch more. I know he was never particularly bulky before, but he looked very, very wiry, didn't he, in his medical. So I don't know. I don't think he starts. I think Arne Slot will want him to spend a bit of time with his teammates, sort of, getting to know the system, getting to know the way that we press. Just generally sort of, because you've got to remember, he's not actually spending time at the club. Like, by the time Liverpool play Burnley, Alexander Isak hasn't been with his teammates. He hasn't been around, the AXA training centre. He's not been around the club. He's going to be away with Sweden for the next couple of weeks. So when Liverpool play Burnley, he'll have been with his teammates all of a few days. Chance, good save. Oh, unlucky. Forest Green Rovers nearly equalised. Really, really smart save that from the Morecambe goalkeeper, Archie Murr. Ostermorg, is he in the Swedish team? Yes, he is. Yeah, he's playing, I think they're playing Slovenia. So he's playing Sesko, isn't he? Benjamin Sesko's team. But yeah, he's up front with Gyökeres against Slovenia. I'm sure he'll be starting. Jon Dahl Tomasson, the manager, said he'd be starting for Sweden in the World Cup qualifier this weekend. I was going to watch that on this channel, to be honest, actually. I still might do. I don't know. But Slovenia... In fact, you know what? We will. We will. What day is that? I'm going to put that on. I'm going to watch it. We're going to do Sweden against Slovenia. Sweden v Switzerland. Sweden v Kosovo. No, that's Kosovo. Sweden v Switzerland is then. Sweden v Slovenia. Slovenia v Sweden it is. When's Slovenia v Sweden? It is Friday 5th of September. Right, Friday 5th of September, we're going to be watching Slovenia against Sweden on this channel. We'll do a little bit of Alexander Isak scouting. We'll get to watch our new number 9 for the first time. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I've just seen you followed me. Cheers for that. James, I'd love Wrexham to get promoted again. Up into the Premier League. G-Man, thank you for the follow. Lisha, feel bad for Ekatiki, though. He's been brilliant. He can't be dropped, surely. I don't think he will be dropped, no. I think he probably ends up... playing off the left. Or maybe even in the front two. Seth, 6969. What are you watching the Morecambe game on? DAZN, D-A-Z-N, it's on. Paul Hexham, Fulham just missed a penalty. Still 2-0 to the Gills. Forest Green are playing a lot better now, but Morecambe just about get it away. It feels like they're starting to just come into this now a little bit. They've gone... Maybe the goal was just to wake them up. Robbie Savage on the touchline, just, giving it a bit of that. Come on, give a bit of that. But I do think, yeah, Morecambe scored a fabulous goal. Really, really good goal from... what was his name? I've just been talking about him. Ex-Wigan, Gwion Edwards, of course. Gwion Edwards. So yeah, great goal from Gwion Edwards, and Forest Green just feels like they're coming back into it maybe now in the second half of this first half. James, Adam Cleary on YouTube is great for football analysis. Did one on Isak, on how Isak will fit in at Liverpool. Well, do you know what? Yes, I like Adam Cleary, but I did kind of not fall out with him. I mean, he doesn't know who I am. But, like, did you see his comment on Twitter earlier today? It was very, very tone deaf. And, Adam Cleary's a YouTuber who, started much like I am right now, sort of started off with nothing and built all the way up, and he's now got 100,000 plus subscribers and all that sort of thing. He's obviously done very, very well for himself. But the comment that he made on X, it's not a good look. Remember where you came from. It's not good, that. James, no, what did he say? He basically said, do you know Sky Sports are doing this fanalysis thing? Have you seen it? the Sky Sports are doing this thing called Fanalysis because it seems like maybe they're a little bit scared would be the wrong word, but obviously there's some people, I do anyway, prefer fan media. I prefer watching, you know, proper fans, let's call it, rather than pundits on telly. Like, give me and I'm a Liverpool fan, give me Stretford Paddock, give me people like Adam McCullough, and even, to a degree, Stephen Howson, who, Man United fan, not the best fan of him, to be honest, but give me those people every day of the week over, like, Craig Dawson and Clinton Morrison and Paul Merson and just people like that. I would prefer watching sort of everyday fans, everyday people, than professional pundits, let's say. But yeah, he made a comment earlier today, Adam Cleary, and he said something along the lines of professional ex-players having a discussion with blokes sat in the bedroom in their replica kit and wincing, or something like that. Like, they basically made, like, sneered, kind of turned his nose up at people who are doing effectively what I'm doing, watch-alongs and, armchair analysis sort of thing. He didn't really. I guess he was basically saying, I'm a proper pundit, don't you know? I'm a proper analyst, and don't lump me in with these rascals who are just sitting in the room watching football. Which, again, elements of truth to that maybe, but I don't. Yeah, not really my thing. That I think that's a little bit, especially when you think of where he's come from. He's not necessarily talked down about fan analysis, more that again, that's exactly where he's come from. Do you know what I mean? It does just feel like he's sneering a little bit. And a load of people have had a go at him, including the person who he was talking about. It was a lad called, I think he's Magpie Media. He's a Newcastle fan, and he gave an interview to Sky Sports in his Newcastle shirt. He was sat on his bed. He's only a young lad. I think he's only about 20, 21. And it just was a bit harsh, I thought, for a grown man to be having a pop at him. I didn't like that. Star trading rascals. Well, that's how it felt to me. Finners Matty, to be honest, as much as I wanted Gay and he wanted to come to Liverpool, it's probably better that he's staying because it gives him a better chance for the World Cup. The thing is, did you think for 1 second he wasn't going to the World Cup? I think Mark Gay could not play a game again. Oh, they've given it away. Morecambe, they've thrown it away. It's 1-1. Absolutely shocking that from Morecambe. And it's 1-1. Oh, I tell you what, when I say bad defending, this is bad defending. It's absolutely car crash stuff from Morecambe. They have thrown it away. And oh, it's dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful. And it's a great finish in the end. Keeper can't get anywhere near it. Trying to see who it was who scored it, to be honest, but it was a really, really solid finish. But the person in the middle of the park, is it Kengney? I think it was Neil Kengney. Yeah, I think it was Kengney gave the ball away, and it's Kyle McAllister, the Forest Green midfielder, who scored it. Not even Kengney, sorry. Kengney was the one who picked it up. I think it was Musquet from Morecambe. Yeah, I think Kengney picked it up. Musquet was the one who just gave the ball away in totally unforced error. But it's now starting to get on top of Morecambe. Forest Green Rovers now starting to dominate. From being so comfortable, they've just given the ball away, Morecambe. And it's 1-1. There you go. Fast start. Wade Dodd, how well do you think Xavi Simons will do at Spurs? Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Give him time and he'll be exceptional. I would have loved him at Liverpool. Finners Matty, I wasn't expecting Loftus-Cheek being called up. I thought it'd be Angel Gomez. Where the hell is Angel Gomez nowadays? What's happened with him? I feel like he went off the radar. Obviously he was meant to be going to he's at Marseille, isn't he? Yeah, there was all talk about where he was going to end up, where he was going to go when he left Lille. But he's just moved to Marseille. I forgot about that. I thought he could have got a better move than that. No offence to Marseille. I quite like Marseille, but still. Reece, the best pundit is Righty. I agree with that. I like Righty. Jack, Sunderland did well on transfer deadline day. Welcome to Memeland. Yo, National League. Yes. We're watching Morecambe against Forest Green Rovers, mate. James, the only pundits I can't stand are Michael Owen and Paul Scholes. I have to mute the TV. Well, Michael Owen's actually... You know, I think Michael Owen started coming to his own a little bit recently. He feels like he's starting to give some really strong analysis. Some of the stuff that he's been on in recent weeks, he's not been totally and utterly unbearable. I don't mind Paul Scholes, and the ones that I really don't like are like Jamie Redknapp. I don't like Jamie Redknapp. I don't like Joe Cole, Paul Merson, Micah Richards. Micah Richards is a shocking pundit. Honestly, I don't really like Alan Shearer, to be honest. I don't mind him, but I don't like Alan Shearer an awful lot. Forest Green are in. Should be 2. Oh, he's missed it. He skied it. Oh, it should have been 2. Celtic FC, hi, do you have Liverpool tops? I do, right up there. There's a Liverpool green away top. Quite a lot of red home Liverpool tops. I've got loads of Liverpool tops. Joe, Michael Owen is a rat. Jack, typical mag, enjoying getting beat every week without Isak. Mind the gap. James, Jamie Carragher isn't great at mate. Oh, see, I have to disagree with that. I think Sky Sports know that Jamie Carragher is the best pundit by some distance, and that's why they have him on Monday Night Football. Like the analysis that Jamie Carragher does is insane. Like him or not, like that's totally fine, but I have to completely disagree. I think Jamie Carragher is an exceptional pundit. I don't like a lot of what he says, but I think he's really, really detailed and really good at what he does. So yeah, I can't really fault Jamie Carragher. The stuff that he does on Monday Night Football is wicked. Forest Green in again. Honestly, Morecambe cannot stop giving the ball away. Chance. Oh, they skied it again. How many times are Forest Green going to put this over the bar? Morecambe are... I mean, they're shooting themselves in the foot every 5 minutes away. They're just giving the ball away. Liam Manning, evening lad. How's it going? Good to see you. Taylor H. Joe Cole is a good pundit in my opinion. I don't like... Oh, Rio. God, yeah. Rio Ferdinand. Rio Ferdinand, Micah Richards, Jamie Redknapp, Paul Merson, Daniel Sturridge as well. Daniel Sturridge isn't. And again, I love Studge as a Liverpool fan, but I don't like Daniel Sturridge punditry. Crouchy's good. I like Crouchy on TNT Sports. Lisha, alongside Thierry Henry, exceptional duo. That's true, yeah. James, fair enough. I'll watch some of his recent analysis. What do you think about Micah Richards? Yeah, don't like Micah Richards. I don't like Micah Richards. Micah Richards, Jermaine Genius as well. He's not been on for a long time since he started doing the one show, but he was always bad. Who else was the Ron? There's loads of bad I mean, Christ, there's probably more bad than good, isn't there, really? There's very few that are... I like Roy Keane. I like Roy Keane's analysis. Thierry Henry, yeah, love him. Brilliant. Do you know who else is really good, actually? And he doesn't get used as much as he should do? Louis Saha. Louis Saha came on a few times, and when it was like United or Everton. And Evra as well. I think I quite like Evra. I mean, he's a little bit wacky. He's a little bit in the sort of Micah Richards, Daniel Sturridge sort of wacky vibe. He makes it light and entertaining, but he is really, really detailed, Evra. I like Patrice Evra, and I never thought I'd say that, to be honest. Edward, why don't you like Micah Richards? I just don't think I don't agree with most of what he says. I'll just say that. Jamie Carragher needs his own Sky Sports show and analysing the weekend of football. Well, he basically does, doesn't he? Monday Night Football. That is basically the Jamie Carragher show. Chris Boyd's okay. I watched him on transfer deadline day. Chris Boyd came out with a few bits of nonsense, to be fair, but he was okay. Yeah, he was all right. James, I didn't know Sahar was doing commentary. I'll have to check that out. It's not really commentary. It's just him in the studio. I mean, like in the like in the punditry room. I quite like him. Reece Crownshaw, Robbie Savage wasn't great. No. Oren Waters, have you ever watched League of Ireland? Yes, I have watched League of Ireland. I've also watched quite a bit of like LOI teams in Europe this summer, because we've done the Conference League qualifiers, the Europa League qualifiers, and the Champions League qualifiers. So we watched quite a bit of Shamrock Rovers, Shelbourne, Linfield. Lots of teams, to be honest. And obviously we're going to be seeing Shelbourne against Crystal Palace coming up too. Jay Bothroyd was bad, yeah. This must be, it is 2-1. Ball down the left-hand side from Forest Green Rovers. And ball just falls into the middle on the penalty spot. Really, really good finish. 2-1 to Forest Green Rovers. Right on half-time. Just fell nicely. Oh, it's unlucky that, but again, there's not really anyone stopping the cross coming in. It's a really, really good finish. And this is the game where all the goals are in the National League. It's Knowles who scored this one. Tom Knowles with what's effectively a tap-in. Bang on half-time. 90 seconds to go. Morecambe 1, Forest Green 2. And they've gone behind after a fabulous opening goal, it has to be said. Oh yeah, Chris Sutton can get in the bin. Joe, this Mackems have got a bit too ahead of himself. I'll talk back to him in May when they're down. Taylor, hey, choose your favourite commentator. Mine is Darren Fletcher. Favourite commentator? I don't really know, I'll be honest. There's not really any commentators that I dislike, I guess. There's quite a few that are alright. James, kind of random, but did you know Ted Lasso Season 4 is in production? Love that series. I've never seen Ted Lasso. It's not really my thing, that. All I'm saying, I don't really watch telly. I just watch football. And if I go around to my mum and dad's maybe and they're usually sat watching, I don't know, whatever craps, Deal or No Deal or The Chase. My dad will watch, or I don't know. I think I'll catch that sort of stuff if it's a Place in the Sun or whatever, you know. But there's not really an awful lot that I watch. Or my missus, she's watching God knows what junk on the telly. I have to watch a bit of that. Paul Hoxton, when sending you the Istanbul anniversary shirt as well. Oh, mate, you really don't have to. That's really really kind of you. And I will gladly accept. Even though I feel terrible, that's really, really kind of you, though. And I am sorting it, I promise you. My missus went to the post office today and got whatever form or whatever you have to fill out for it. So I am sorting it. But I've been dead busy today. But I will sort it and I will let you know, I promise. I absolutely promise, because I really, really do appreciate that. This year, what a life. Jacko 1, bit of a difference between squads. You're still not getting it if you're saying you're a big team, but you're not. James, it's all about football. Pep Guardiola even makes a cameo. What, on Ted Lasso? Does he really? Well, we're into, I don't know how many minutes of stoppage time because they didn't show it But we've had one so far. I can't imagine there'll be much more than maybe two. Then in again here, Morecambe. Oh, no. It's gone behind. It's going to be a corner to Forest Green. Morecambe just can't keep these out at the minute. They need to just get to half-time. They're desperate for half-time here. Right, there you go, half-time. It was 2 minutes of added time, but it is half-time. Morecambe 1, Forest Green 2. Robbie Savage will be pleased. Ashvir Singh Johal less so, as the Mazuma Stadium empties as they go and get the brews, the half-time brews, half-time pies and all that stuff. James, what do you think is the greatest football comeback? Barca 1, PSG 6. That's probably up there, isn't it? I personally think it's got to be Liverpool AC Milan in the Champions League final, just because of how bad Liverpool were. AC Milan, how good they were. Like, you look at that AC Milan team, every single player, Cafu, Nesta, Maldini, Stam, what a back line that is. And then you've got in midfield, Pirlo, Gattuso, Kaká, up front, Shevchenko, Crespo. Like, these were all of the literally world class in pretty much every position, and Liverpool were there with Jimmy Traore, Steve Finnan going off at half time, Steven Gerrard having to play right back, Harry Kewell limping off, Milan Barros up front, Djibril Cissé just about making the bench, and 3-0 down at half time. We come back and win it. That's always going to be the best comeback, sadly, whichever way you want to dress it up. Mirel 0812, Eni Aluko was bad. I mean, yeah, Eni Aluko. There's a lot of fabulous female pundits, by the way, so it's not a female thing, but yeah, Eni Aluko's not one of them. And again, making it a female thing when you're talking about Eni Aluko just totally detracts from what can be she can be a poor pundit. She is a poor pundit, in my opinion. Doesn't mean she wasn't a talented footballer, of course. Joe, the vegan pies. Key, the vegan pies. No, they're not vegan pies. It's at the Mazuma Stadium. It's in Morecambe, so there's no vegan pies. I'm almost certain there's no vegan pies at Morecambe. If it was at Forest Green, maybe it would be. I'm sure they would only be selling them there. James, what about Liverpool Barca? Trent's corner. Yeah, Liverpool Barca too, you'd have to say, but we were only 3-0 down in that one. And we had a full game to play back at Anfield even though we didn't have a lot of our best players, we didn't have Salah. People forget that. Liverpool's maybe best ever night in Europe, we never actually had Mo Salah for it. We didn't have Bobby Firmino either. So there was loads of players we had out. And we came back and won it. But I always thought that was still a Liverpool team that was very, very good. So I wouldn't say Liverpool against Barca, the Trent corner taking quickly thing or anything. That wouldn't make my top 3. Just in terms of shocks, I think it's always going to be Liverpool and Istanbul. Liam Manning, Dalglish's daughter isn't a bad pundit, to be fair. Edward saying Sue Smith. I like Kelly Cates. Not Kelly Dalglish, it's Kelly Cates, isn't it? And Alex Scott too. Yeah, lots of very good female pundits. James, Tottenham versus Ajax was a great one, even though they lost the final. Yeah, Lucas Moura with a late one. Late turnaround, that was brilliant. Joe, Sue Smith and Stephen Warnock, mate. Me and you are going to fall out. See, if I had to name the one pundit that I severely dislike more than any, it would be Stephen Warnock. If you gave me an option to get one pundit off the telly, never to work on telly again, it would be Stephen Warnock. Oh, mate. One, he hates Liverpool. He absolutely hates Liverpool. He's got bitterness baked into him. Everything that he says, because he wasn't picked for the Champions League final squad. And you can see it. He's done every podcast he does. He shows up on every podcast that'll have him and talks about how he played for Liverpool and how Rafa Benitez screwed him over and all this sort of stuff. But it's a shame actually, because he was all right. He was a decent enough footballer for us. Stephen Warnock came out of the academy. But he's just ruined his reputation with Liverpool Football Club because he goes on Sky Sports and every time it pops up, it's Stephen Warnock, ex-Liverpool footballer. Like, even though he only played a handful of games for us, really, he was more of a Blackburn footballer than anything. But he pops up on Sky with that little mantle. But he's so annoying. He gets loads wrong, and all of his takes just seem baked into his hatred of Liverpool. Paul Hexham, Amanda Westwood was the best female pundit. She speaks like a pundit. James, we need Joey Barton doing commentary. That'd be hilarious. Oh my god. Lisha, he said Istanbul was a disgrace. Liam Manning, ex-Leeds, ex-Villa, had more games than Warnock as manager. Who was? Joey Barton as main commentator and Eni Aluko as co-commentator. Sweet lord, that would be horrific. Pup, Emma Dodds on Premier Sport is great. Definitely nothing to do with the fact she is a Rangers fan, honest. I always like Gabby Logan. Again, it's a bit old school, it's a bit retro, but I always liked Gabby Logan. She was brilliant. Or Gabby Yorith, as she was originally known. But yeah, Gabby Logan was brilliant. She was always really insightful. I am Crute. I can't believe I found myself agreeing with a Michael Owen take earlier. He said that Raya shouldn't have had a wall for the Szoboszlai goal. Yeah, I saw that. And I think he was right, to be honest. J-Star Trading, Eni Aluko and Joey Barton, you took the words out of my mouth. Joey Barton. Jesus. Lisha, do you like Ali McCoist? Love him. Love him. I'd quite happily have Ali McCoist. And honestly, I'd have Andy Gray. I know he's a big old raging dinosaur, misogynist. But I miss Ali McCoist. And, I miss Andy Gray. Don't miss Richard Keys. Richard Keys was a bell lift, to be honest. But Andy Gray. Remember Richard Keys and Andy Gray? Old school Sky Sports. Fantastic. Richard Keys can quite happily get in the bin because he's, not good people. But Andy Gray, I don't mind Andy Gray. It's always really good commentary, if nothing else. Even for an Everton fan. CUFC 50, hi. I am a Carlisle United supporter and a YouTuber. Wow, nice. Good to see you, man. We're going to be doing a watch-along for the Brackley Town game tomorrow night. So, yeah, I don't know if you've seen that on the channel, but I am watching that one. I am watching that one tomorrow. So, yeah, if you're around, it'd be good to have you on the channel if you fancy. In fact, I mean, to be honest, mate, I'm kind of game if you want to come on and we can do a co-host thing if you want or whatever. But I'd love to do more of that type of stuff. Do watch-alongs with actual fans. And J-Star Trading, another of those YouTube rascals. Joe, did you ever watch the morning show on Saturdays on BBC before the games kick off? It's a good watch. I don't. No, the only morning show I ever watched on football related anyway was Soccer AM. And obviously maybe Footy Focus. back in the day. But yeah, Carlisle United against Brackley Town tomorrow. Looking forward to that one. CUFC 50. Good to have you on the channel, mate. Mad Pup, if you're going old school, Helen Chamberlain. Hell's Bells, yeah. Hell's Bells and Tim Lovejoy. Fenners. Liam Manning. Can he beat a bit of a... Oh yeah, can he beat a bit of AC/DC, man? Is this Hell's Bells? It's not AC/DC. If this kicks in a minute. I love him. And he sat there like that in the Allianz going, yeah, love Ali McCoist. What a guy. J-Star Trading Letitia can talk about his conspiracy theories. Yeah. Makes you think, doesn't it? I am crew. Andy Gray's commentary for the Gerrard goal against Olympiacos was iconic. Yeah. Mellor. Lovely cushioned header. For Gerrard. Oh, yeah, beauty. What a hit, son. What a hit. J-Star Trade. Oh, we've done that one, sorry. I am crew. Can't believe Sky. Deadline day has gone from Jim White to Roman Kemp. Yeah. And this is why I think I'm not just saying it because I'm biased, obviously. I will always watch like independent fan media over Sky Sports on that stuff. Because I don't want to see a Radio 1 DJ hosting transfer deadline day. Or Jamie O'Hara for that matter. I don't want to see those on it. I'd much rather see genuine fans who care about it, who don't have to be so polished. You can be authentic, can't you? You can be really, really authentic. It doesn't feel like there's that much authenticity. Joel Fenners and Jimmy Bullard, absolute legends. James, did you hear about Ten Hag being sacked after 2 games? Poor guy, can't catch a break. Yeah, 2 games still feels like that's something behind the scenes, that innit? That's nothing he's done. That's definitely something to do with him, like he's called the boss's daughter or something, or he's accidentally spilt hot coffee on the chairman. He's done something that's just suddenly snapped and you're out, get out of my office. Jamal, what games are on tonight? We are watching Morecambe against Forest Green Rovers, and it's currently Morecambe 1, Forest Green 2. Couple of absolutely brilliant goals, it has to be said. To start us off tonight. Pup says a few years back, my cousin came back over from Australia on holiday and attended an AC/DC concert in Glasgow. Guess who he bumped into? Chuck me the phone book. Was it actually Ali McCoist? If that's not Ali McCoist, then I don't know. I'm a little bit disappointed in the story. If it's not Ali McCoist now. But was it actually? A few years back, my cousin came back from Australia on holiday and attended an AC/DC concert in Glasgow. Guess who he bumped into? It's got to be Ali McCoist. What's it? Trick question. It was actually none other than TV's Rylan Clark. just throwing that out there. Nick Vardy says, hi from Crete, Greece. Which team do you support in England? I'm a fan of Olympiacos. Wow. Nice. Well, I like Greek football. I am a Liverpool fan, which you might be able to see. I've got a Liverpool kit up here. I haven't really got a Greek team, but I've been over to Greece many times. Loved my time in Rhodes. Was over there for a good while. And it's a lovely place, Greece. I am Crute. I'd rather see Roman Kemp host it than Jamie O'Hara. Jamal, fresh cut. Oh, yeah. J-Star Trading, they might as well get Odem Wingy as a transfer deadline pundit. Lisha, Ali McCoist is at a lot of the Rangers games. He was at the Old Firm, actually. But he fell asleep. Jamal, he bumped into Philip Schofield. Oh, classic. You daft racist. It's an Alan Partridge quote. I'm not actually calling you one, by the way. Right, well, we are moments away from the second half here at the Mazuma Stadium in Morecambe. The Shrimps, can they get back into this one? 2-1 down. Big performance needed in the second half. Maybe Ashvir Singh Johal has changed some things around to try and get his team back into it. There's no subs. None that I can see anyway. I'll have a look and just check and confirm with you. But as I can see, there's no subs. Goals from McAllister and Knowles put Forest Green in front after an early goal from Guion Edwards. But 2 very poor goals from a Morecambe point of view to concede. Definitely the first one. No way you concede that first one. Honestly, that would have had Ashvir Singh Johal tearing his hair out. He'd have been absolutely fuming at that. And the second half has begun. There you go. Morecambe 1, Forest Green 2. Let's go. Let's hope for a good game of footy. Again, if you're new around here, give us a like, give us a share, all that good stuff. Do you think Sky got Roman Kemp on because they thought Roman sounded like Romano? Romano Kemp. Maybe, yeah, maybe that's what it was. Lisha, I'll inform Ali for you next time you're a big fan from Warrington. Please do. Get him down here. Ball in, chance, what a save, and it's 3. Oh my God, we've barely been kicked off here. 40 seconds. Absolutely unbelievable defending again from Morecambe. And this one could be a whitewash, to be honest now. This one could be over. It's a lovely ball in from the left-hand side. Good save from the header, the initial header. And the keeper, you can see he's fuming because none of his defence reacts. It's a ball in from the right, headed down, good header. Keeper gets a big save, but the ball's then just stopped dead in the 6-yard box. And none of the defenders react. First to react is the Forest Green centre-forward who sticks it in the bottom corner, and it's 3-1. And there is a change, by the way. Moore Taylor has gone off for Ryan Innes, a defender, to come on. So, but it's another one for Knowles. Tom Knowles got the second. He's just added a third. So, yeah. Morecambe 1, Forest Green 3. Caden, thoughts on Szoboszlai playing right back for Liverpool? Again, he's just a wonderful player that can play probably anywhere on the pitch. He's an athlete. He's wonderful to watch and a proper team player. Yeah, really, really like Dominic Szoboszlai. Every team needs a Dominic Szoboszlai. Ideally, multiple Dominic Szoboszlais. Lisha, do you think he's an ideal candidate for a pub day out with you? Oh, do you know what? Yeah, I was going to say, I think if we were to pick, that's a great question. Let's do that, right? If you were to pick, should we say 5 or should we say... No, let's say 5, yeah. Let's say it's a pub day out with 5 current or ex pundits, players, commentators, whatever you want to do, however you want to mix it up, right? You get 5 people to take out with you to a pub day out for a pub lunch. Pub lunch and a few beers. Who would you take out with you? I am Crute. Is it 4 people and us or 5 other people? Let's do 5. Let's do 5 other people. Who would you pick? You've got 5 people who you can pick to take with you on a pub lunch, pub afternoon, and they all have to be football related in some way, shape or form. It could be an ex-player, current player, ex-manager, current manager, pundit, commentator, however you want to do it. Let me know. What people would you be taking? And I'll give some thought to mine. In fact, I need to jot some of mine down because I don't know. I don't know off the top who mine would be. I think mine would be them, and then it would also be Rice, Saka, Everett, Hullet, Robbo. As in Andy Robertson or Brian Robson. Jeff Stelling, Chris Kamara, Ali McCoy, Steven Gerrard, Jamie Carragher. Nice. Rice, Saka, Everett, Hullet, Robbo. I like the rude Hullet shout. And Paul Hexham says Salah, Pele, Maradona, Messi, Suarez. Jesus Christ. Suarez, did you see him spitting at that manager again? He's an absolute head case, Luis Suarez, isn't he? Like, I mean, I know I shouldn't really need telling that because I'm a Liverpool fan. I've watched him for many, many years, but guy's just an absolute head the ball. Liam Manning, what we're listing? We're listing 5 people who are in football in some way, whether it's managers, ex-managers, players, current players, ex-players, pundits, commentators, who you would take the pub with you, who you would go for a few drinks with, or maybe go for a nice meal, whatever way you want to dress it up, I guess. So, I've got mine, right? Mine is Ali McCoist, Steve Gerrard, Ian Wright. No, actually, not. I'm dropping Ian Wright. Even though I do like Ian Wright, I'm dropping him. I'm putting in, right? I'm putting Ali McCoist, Steven Gerrard, Roy Keane, Neil Warnock, and Thierry Henry. There you go. That's my 5. Joe, Mo Diame, Volta Mahada, Shearer, Gary Neville, and Kennedy. John F. Paul Hexham, I don't think he would spit at me. I am Crute, I feel like you need to work Zlatan into these. Welcome to Memeland, says Bednarek, Salah, Cara, Robbo, and Van Dijk. Bednarek? How's Bednarek got into there? Reece, no Andy Robbo, him and Rice would be vibes. Yeah, Andy Robbo's an absolute ledge. Paul Hexham, funniest name for a footballer, burnt ass. Oh, I don't know. I think the German midfielder, Stefan, and then his surname began with K and ended in Z. In the Euro 96. Do you remember him? Yeah, him as well. There you go. I am Crute Nose. Reece Crownshaw, Casillas, Ramos, Robert Carlos. Roberto Carlos, Zidane, and Pierluigi Collina. Christ, did do well to understand them. Oh, Forest Green are in again down the left-hand side. It's really smart play. It's gone behind. It's going to be a goal kick. Really, really good play. Lisha, Zlatan, Cantona, Ali, Joe Hart. Oh, he's so boring, Joe Hart. And Gary Lineker as well. What a pleb he is. Reece, get the best ref ever to sort things out when it all goes a bit mental. Yeah, he'd just terrify the life out of you, wouldn't he? So, I'd quite like James Milner as well in there. I feel like James Milner would be a good laugh. Although, James Milner would be one of them if you agreed to meet at the pub at 2 o'clock and you rocked up at 2:03, he'd be like... Apparently he was a real stickler for lateness. What was his saying in the dressing room was something like, if you're oh my God, very nearly 3-2, and that would have been an absolute worldie, 35 yards out, further away than Soberslide, nearly in the top corner from Morecambe. They only score worldies, this Morecambe side. Yeah, he said something like, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you're out of order or something like that. Reese, I'd get Javinho in there, just a random one. I am Crute, James Boring, Milner. Liam Manning says McCoist, Roy Keane, Viduka, Milner and Balotelli. Balotelli? just to like mix things up. I am Crute. Have you seen the video of him turning up at a Starbucks in Liverpool and the lad is starstruck? Yeah. Yeah, the way the lad's acting, you're thinking it's going to be like Michael Jackson or, you know, some proper super Hollywood famous, and it's James Milner, and he's just looking at him like... And he says, doesn't he say to him something like, oh yeah, you know, you're still winning the bleep test? And he's like, oh yeah, it's easy, innit? Like, just dead casual. It's well funny. Stephen King says, Janino, Rob Edwards, Klopp, Pele and Maradona. Be a good night. Janino. Which Janino would it be, Stephen King? Would it be the Janino of Middlesbrough? Or would it be Janino as in the Leon Juninho, the one who took the great free kicks? And Rob Edwards as well. That's an unusual one. Rob Edwards of Luton Town. Throwing Klopp, Pele and Maradona. I mean, definitely, Christ, if Maradona's there, everyone's having a good night, right? CUFC 50. Hopefully Carlisle United will win tomorrow. Well, it's an interesting old game, isn't it, Carlisle United tomorrow? Because Carlisle have been relegated out of League 2. They're down in the National League again. And Brackley Town have been promoted from National League North. So we've got two teams who are new in the National League. Brackley Town have come up, Carlisle have come down. So you would think Carlisle are the overwhelming favourites in tomorrow's game. And we're going to see. We'll be live for that tomorrow. So it'll be interesting to see how Carlisle do. Joe, I'd have to have Goldbridge and Onana. Lisha, can't imagine how awkward it would be between Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira. Reece Crownshaw says, Prem, Dad, Goldbridge, Robbie Lyle, Romano and Ornstein. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. Liam Manning, Milner will order a tea, though. I'm going to be honest, but basketball will forever be better than what you Europeans call soccer. Nice. Hey, well, whatever you think, man. Clarkey says, is Carlisle United managed by Mark Hughes? They are indeed. Sparky. Mark Sparky Hughes, manager of Carlisle. Well, Morecambe continue to push forward here, but not with an awful lot of intent, it has to be said. Forest Green, relatively comfortable as things stand. NUFC, who's winning the Champions League? And everyone be realistic. Not you, says I am Crute, not Newcastle. You both had the same idea there, didn't you? I think it's between 3 and 4, maybe. 3 or 4 teams. So I would say it's probably between Liverpool, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barca, PSG. Probably 5. Yeah, those 5. I'd be amazed if it's anyone else. I don't think City have enough. I don't think Chelsea have enough. I don't think Spurs have enough. Newcastle certainly don't have enough. Could be one of those shock Champions Leagues maybe where it's someone you don't expect. You know, Bayern can certainly surprise teams. Inter obviously went quite far getting to the final, but they're just so poor, Inter, and yeah, they're not that team anymore really. So I'd be surprised if it's not either Liverpool, Arsenal, PSG, Barca or Real. It's one of those 5. I'd be amazed if it's not one of those 5. Pup, just the pub, it'd be Paul Gascoigne, Andy Gorham, Jim Baxter, Georgie Best and Tony Adams. Tell you what, you're after a good night there, aren't you, Pup? Gascoigne, Best, Adams, they drink the bar dry. I mean, Andy Gorham did as well. What about Jim Leighton? Throw Jim Leighton in there as well. Jim Leighton and Kenny Sansom. Even Bobby Moore. They all liked to drink, didn't they, back then? Stephen King, the one and only. Borough, Juninho and Maradona to supply the fun. Pele, because he's a legend. Rob Edwards, because I support Borough and would like a chat. And Klopp just seems fun. Karaoke with them. Yeah, Jurgen Klopp would be an interesting one. Lisha, I'd love to see you do a Michael Jackson dance. Eh? Where does that come from? I mean, if things don't get, picking up with the channel, I might end up having to do that sort of stuff. Just on live, just randomly doing whatever people tell me to do for cash. Paul Hexham, Carlisle Ground is a right shed, floods a lot. Joe Gateshead got a better chance of winning the Champions League than Arsenal. I am crew. Arsenal are more built for a cup team, but they don't have the tournament experience for me to win it. And Arsenal have a better chance of winning the Euros than the Champions League, says welcome to Meme Land. Paul Hexham, right Key. The Gills match over, so I'm going to go for a walk with the 5 dogs. Have a good night, pal. You too, mate. Yes, take it easy. Good to have you on the channel as always, and I'll see you soon. Clarky, is it who you would have a drink with, Key? Well, yeah, it's just kind of who you'd take. Have I missed a goal? Have I actually missed a goal? Tell me I've not missed a goal. I mean, it says 3-2 on here, but I don't think I have missed a goal, have I? Have I actually missed a goal? I am furious if I have. No, I haven't, have I? Wait, it literally popped up and said 3-2 then. It said 3-2, I'm not joking. I swear to God it said 3-2. Let's show you were talking about that Costa worker as if he'd met Michael Jackson. Oh, I did, sorry. I was going to say, I thought that had come out of nowhere. Yes, I did mention Michael Jackson. Clarkey, George Best, Norman Whiteside, Sammy McElroy, Dennis Irwin and Roy Keane. Dennis Irwin would be a good one. I like Dennis Irwin. Good player. Stephen King, nobody invited Michael Owen. Michael Owen and David Beckham if you want a boring night out. I mean, there's some mad footballers who've done all sorts of weird things, like... Oh, Forest Green are in here again. It could be 4. Oh, cleared away. Well done. Leah Manning, there's been a goal, but for who? And I was going to say, if someone had actually said, because I looked at the screen, saw 3-2, and I was like, I looked away from the screen for like a moment. Like, where's the goal been? But it said 3-2. There's been a goal at the Mazuma Stadium, but who for, Kieran? I don't know, Jeff. I don't know. NUFC KS, I hate Liverpool, but I like this guy, Prem Dad. He's a very sound guy. I like you as well. I like you a lot. Don't say you hate Liverpool, though. Come on, don't be like that. Just because, listen, Liverpool are fans online, same as your fans online, let's be honest. If you go on X, or just online in general, and you think that they are a good representation of any football club, no, I'm telling you, that's not what football clubs are like. There's some very, very lovely Newcastle fans and very lovely Liverpool fans. The majority of them are lovely people. But unfortunately, when you go on Twitter, all you see are the absolute numpties. They all rise to the surface. So just block out anything that you see on X. Block all that out. I am Crute. Arsenal the worst, though, let's be fair. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that doesn't apply to Arsenal. Arsenal really are the worst. Arsenal exclusively have bad fans. Especially Reece. But no, honestly, everyone... I genuinely believe the majority of football fans... Majority of people, forget football fans, majority of people are actually sound. You just get the odd divvy. Clarky, who would be your footballer you would love to meet? My hero, my absolute idol hero who I would love to meet, but I never did, and I'm glad I never did because I feel like it would ruin it for me, is Robbie Fowler. I've been to events where Robbie Fowler's been like a guest speaker and just been like totally starstruck by him, and I remember going to this event where it was like a Liverpool charity evening, and they had Jamie Carragher and Robbie Fowler as like guests speaking about their time at the club, and you got to take a picture holding the European Cup with Jamie Carragher and Robbie Fowler, right? And it was me and my dad who went. Forest Green are in here. Oh, claim for a penalty. You're not getting one. It was me and my dad who went. And we walked up to take our picture, and Jamie Carragher stood next to me, and my dad stood next to Robbie Fowler, and I was a bit like, it's going to seem weird if I say, listen, can I stand that side? Because I want to, my dad doesn't really care. My dad likes them both, but Robbie Fowler was that was my idol. That was my hero. So Jamie Carragher was sound. He was like, arm round. He was like, yes, come on, European Cup, all that. I had a little chat with him. Robbie Fowler was over the other side, so I just kind of said, oh, all right, Robbie. And then, hurried off. But, yeah, he's the only one who I've ever really been, starstruck by. But they're just people, aren't they? But he's not. He's, that's who I worshipped growing up. So I wouldn't want to meet him, because if he was an absolute bell with me one day, I'd hate it. It would ruin the mystery. As far as I'm concerned, he's the nicest guy ever. Goes in volunteers at the homeless shelter on a weekend, and he's just sound. And also the best player ever to play football. Stephen King says Leeds fans are terrible. James Gray, have you got any players you can send up to Celtic? We need some. Probably got a few lads in the academy. Liverpool academy are playing tonight, I believe. Liverpool under 21s in the EFL Cup. Some decent players in that. Key, evening, mate. Scraping the barrel with this match. It's actually been a good game. So, honestly, it's been a good game. Morecambe 1, Forest Green 3. We're live tomorrow for Brackley Town against Carlisle United. So, if you think this one's scraping the barrel, we're watching a bit more National League tomorrow. But Brackley Town against Mark Hughes' Carlisle United. NUFC says, unpopular opinion, but I think Spurs will get a trophy and top 5. That's not unpopular. I actually think that's becoming a fairly common opinion now. An unpopular opinion would be something like, go on, let's do our edgy takes. What's your edgy take of the season that you think actually might happen? Your hot take or edgy take, whatever you want to call it. Forest Green are in here. Chance. Oh, you're not getting a penalty for that. Yeah, what's your hot take of the season? City win the league, says Unknown B. City to win the league. I am Crute. Scraping the barrel. Could be worse. You could have done the Old Firm. Oh, the Old Firm was bad. Pup says Stuart McCall for me. Met him before an Old Firm game. Got my programme signed. No clue what I said, though. Stephen King says James Borough took Stratic from Celtic. Sorry. Arsenal finish outside the top 4. Says I am Crute, and Reese also says Liverpool lose out on the top 4. Right, so Liverpool and Arsenal are going to finish out on the top 4. City are going to win the league. Fulham will win the Prem, says FFC Muniz. Clarkey, Man United get a trophy this season. Joe Voltamada gets more goals than Gyökeres. That's not even remotely a hot take. Surely that is. I honestly think that might be a decent shout. Voltamada to outscore Gyökeres. I don't think that's a bad shout at all. I don't think it'll happen, but it's not like... I'd say that's maybe 50-50. Whereas Liverpool to finish outside the top 4, that's throwing your money away. But, yeah, go on. Hot takes. What would we say? Hot takes. I said West Ham to go down, didn't I? But after that performance at the weekend, I'm regretting it. I still think Sunderland stay up. I'm giving Sunderland the nod to stay up. And I think... so harsh. Brendan Rodgers to Liverpool, says James Greer. No. God, no. Palace to get top 6, says Unknown. Key, Wolves are going down. Now, yeah, so Wolves I am yet to be convinced by. I think Wolves might be one to watch for going down, sadly. I like Wolves a lot. But, yeah, I agree. I think they might be one to go down. Reese, if Voltamada gets more than 15 goals, he's had a good season. And Diam Crute says Diego Leone will win the Ballon d'Or. Joe, Isaac career has a downfall and he comes back to us. Christ, that would be a downfall, wouldn't it? Must have been bad. I am Crute. Everton get Europe. No, Everton aren't getting Europe. Come on. Let's have some realistic ones, folks. Lisha and Burmo to win player of the season and top goal scorer. 100 million%. Clarkey, Erling Haaland to struggle this season and be 4th in the Premier League. Goal scorers and assists. That's not a bad shout. Erling Haaland hasn't started amazingly well, has he? He did well at Wolves, but then he's drawn a blank against Spurs, drawn a blank against Brighton, hasn't he? Oh no, he scored a penalty, didn't he? Oh no, it wasn't a penalty. It was just a good finish, wasn't it? Yeah. No, I still think Haaland will do a decent number this season. Key, what's the international match that you're watching? So I am doing the schedule tomorrow, mate. I'm putting the schedule out tomorrow morning, tomorrow lunchtime. So you'll see all the games that I'm doing. But I am going to do Alexander Isak playing for Sweden against Slovenia. I'm going to try and find that one and watch that because obviously there's a public interest in it. We're going to watch Liverpool's new centre forward, so I'm keen to watch a little bit of Alexander Isak. I'm also going to watch England v Andorra. I'm going to watch Scotland, Denmark v Scotland. I think we're going to watch Luxembourg against Northern Ireland, Kazakhstan against Wales. There's quite a few games, internationals, that are on. So I'm going to schedule all them in and I'll put them on the YouTube schedule tomorrow. So if you go to YouTube tomorrow at maybe 2 p.m, you'll be able to see all the games that we're going to do. And you can put your notification bells on for the ones that you want to watch along with us. Hopefully all of them. You know, if you're a super fan. All of them. Morecambe, it's gone behind. It's going to be another corner. Don't think the referee quite liked the goalkeeper and the centre forward just having a bit of a tussle there. So he's gone and had a word with him. Liam Manning says Palace to get Europa League and Forest get relegated. I am Crute. Chelsea finish second. Reece, Sesko flops this season and gets sent out on loan. Arsenal win the treble. Jose Carlos says 3-2 coming up. Forest Green continue to push him forward here. It's going to be a corner. HG, TXV, it's going to be rough waiting 2 weeks for Isak Ball. You don't have to. I'm live on Friday night, mate, for Slovenia against Sweden, so we can watch a bit of Isak. If you want to join and watch along, you can do. I am Crute. Do we think any of the sacked United managers this week potentially go back there? No. No, mate, they've invested far too much in Ruben Amorim. There's no way at all that they get sack him at any point. He is going to be Man United's manager for the foreseeable future. I can't see him sacking him. Key, what's your opinion on Arteta? I mean, I don't particularly rate him as a manager. Like, if Arne Slot somehow left Liverpool and there was an opportunity, maybe Arteta had left Arsenal and they said, right, you know, Liverpool are sort of close to appointing Mikel Arteta, I would immediately think that is not a Liverpool manager appointment. That is not a manager that I would want managing my football club. Far too negative, far too risk averse. Doesn't play the style of football that Liverpool play. Doesn't really take chances. I feel like he's just far too negative. So it's boring, the type of play that he does, and you could argue that it's somewhat successful, but for me, no, I don't rate Arteta as a manager. I think he's done very well with Arsenal, though. Those two things can still be true. I think he has done well with Arsenal, while still saying I don't really rate him and don't think he's a manager I would want at Liverpool. CUFC 50 says Carlisle United got Alex Gilliard on loan to January. Welcome back. Nice. Has he come in? Is it Newcastle he's come in from? Clarkey says Man City to struggle this season again. I am crew. Did you see Glasner apparently turn down the Leverkusen job? Well, I bet he wished he hadn't. Can you imagine now if Oliver Glasner has gone to Steve Parish? If you do not keep Mark Gay, I am 100% resigning. Like, if you sack him, if you sell him, I am done. Like, I'm not staying here. And then Parish pulls the plug, Mark Gay stays, and imagine Glasner ends up leaving in like a week or 2 weeks, and just goes, oh yeah, listen, I'm off now anyway. It'd be well funny. I am crew. Arteta has PTSD from 2 to 3 years ago when they played attractive football and didn't win the league. Reece, the Arteta hate is so forced. It's unbelievable. Why is it? It's not forced. Why is it forced? It's not forced, mate. He's just a really, really decent manager, but no more than that. He spent like £1 billion. Like, at what point is it you have to have won something now, mate? Like, come on. Alex Gilliard is coming from Shrewsbury. Is he ex-Newcastle though? That name seems familiar. I'm sure he... Don't know why, but I've got a feeling he's ex-Newcastle. Yeah, he was. I thought he was. He came out the Newcastle Academy, didn't he, Alex Gilliard? Yeah, he was at Newcastle for a good 4 years before leaving for Shrewsbury, and then obviously he's bounced around, and now he's at Carlisle. Oh, he was at Carlisle on loan, 2015-16. Right, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I knew he'd come out with that Newcastle Academy. Clarkey, do you think Southgate will ever manage in the Premier League? No. I mean, he did before, didn't he? He did for Borough, but I don't think he ever will again. I think he'll just dine out on his England manager status because it's far too useful for him. Like, he's almost... If you look at Gareth Southgate now, he's a knight. He's a peer of the realm. He can, do the after-dinner circuit as Sir Gareth Southgate. The guy who took England to 2 European Championship finals, got him to the cusp of a World Cup final. He's the guy who has done basically what Bobby Robson did for England. And Bobby Robson was idolised. Obviously, Bobby Robson was a much better manager, but Gareth Southgate is probably England's best manager since Alf Ramsey. Is that fair to say? In terms of success and how far we've gone in competitions, you'd have to say he's probably the best since Alf Ramsey. So for that reason, I don't think he'd be too much of a rush. He wouldn't be in a rush really, to to tarnish that by going to someone like United. If he was going to go anywhere, I think it would be United. He wouldn't go to anywhere else. There is nowhere else you could tempt Gareth Southgate to go to. It would only be to Manchester United. That is the team that he would pick, absolutely. So if that was available, I think he would maybe be tempted because it's such a big job. It's basically the Real Madrid of England, isn't it, in that sense? But there's just no way that he would go there and get that, I don't think, anymore. Liam Manning, Arteta just thinks he's a wish Pep and can't get anywhere near a trophy. Reece, Newcastle have spent a load of money and won the League Cup. Unpopular opinion, Bournemouth will get the Europa League. No, not with the players they've got. They might have done last season with Hyson. If they couldn't get it last season with Hyson, Zabarnyi and Kirkez, who've now gone and played for PSG, Liverpool and Real Madrid, they're not going to get it this season. Forest Green are in, must be. Oh, unlucky. Well done, Morecambe. Better, good defending. Adam Riddle says, Rodri or Busquets? Busquets. Every day of the week and twice on Sunday. I am Crute, seeing as this is probably Pep's last season or his penultimate season, who do you think replaces him? I always thought it would be Arteta. So funny, but I don't think it is now. I think if they're going to go and get someone, they probably go and get... I hope they don't get Klopp. Oh, I'll be gutted if they get Klopp. Imagine that. Imagine if they've brought Pep Linders in with the idea that Pep leaves and Klopp comes in. Oh, I'll rage. I'd be so gutted. I'd be so sad if that was the case. But he's the one, isn't he, that City would... Because they'd play really good football as well. Xavi is the only name that springs to mind for me. Allegri or Zidane. It's not going to be Allegri. It could well be Zidane. Yeah, Zidane to City could work. But again, Zidane, I don't feel like Zidane is, he's not really a tactician in that sense. He's not he's a man manager, he's a motivator, he's someone who players can buy into because it's Zinedine Zidane. He's maybe one of the best players ever. So you don't need any motivation when you're playing for Zinedine Zidane. But he's not really a great tactician, in my opinion. He's not a terrible one, but when you look at the team that he did so well with at Madrid, he had prime Ronaldo, he had a great side, and he did very well with it. I just don't think I would necessarily put him as the obvious choice to take over from Pep Guardiola. No, I think they would probably appoint someone, Man City, someone who, a bit like Amorim, I guess, like big ideas. Like I'm not like Amorim, sorry, not Amorim, but like Amorim. Obviously, how old's Amorim now? He's 39, isn't he? Someone of that ilk. We were talking about Hoeneß the other day at Stuttgart, who's played really, really good football. He would maybe be one they would look at. Xabi Alonso's gone to Real Madrid. Obviously, Arne Slot's gone to Liverpool. He's relatively young. I tell you it might be. Serious suggestion. Fabian Hürzeler at Brighton. That is the one shout I am going for, because it feels like that's like the next logical step for him. He's already playing the style of football that City want to play, and he's like 31, 32, and he's doing quite well. He did well last season. He started off with a manager of the month, I think, in like September last year. He's just beat City. So yeah, Fabian Hürzeler from Brighton to City. I'm calling that now. Calling it now before anyone else gets in on it. I mean, hey, depending on how Southampton get on, if Southampton get promoted and they keep coming back and winning in the way that they're doing, Will Still's only 31. If he gets them back up into the Premiership, you never know. Will Still could be an odd shout. But as it stands, Fabian Hürzeler feels like he plays that style of football. He's very charismatic, isn't he? He's got a good rapport with the media. Feels like he could lead a club like Man City and maybe not be overawed by it. So, Yeah, I like Fabian Özler. Lots to like about him. Rafa Benitez to Man City. I am Will Still to Man City just sounds wrong. Honestly, it feels like of the next two managers coming up, Özler is a lot more like Pep. Albeit he's... Well, no, he's not actually, is he? I was going to say the both of them are more in the Klopp mould than the Pep mould. CUFC 50, he used to play for Newcastle. He did, yeah. Finners Matty, 3-1 when I was earlier. It was 1-0 to Morecambe. Yeah, mate, they've folded. Forest Green have battered him. We've only got 5 minutes left here at the Mazuma Stadium. And it's looking like Ashvir Singh Johal is going to crash to defeat. 3-1 to Robbie Savage's Forest Green Rovers. Clarkey says Antonio Conte. I am Crew. What about someone like Enrique? I mean, Luis Enrique's an incredibly obvious choice, yeah, but would he swap Paris for City? Vincent Kompany, of course. No one's talked about Kompany. Obviously, he's maybe an obvious shout coming from Bayern, a City legend, but nah. Reece, here we go on Alisson to Millwall. Here's Forest Green Rovers down the left-hand side to kill it off, make it 4-1. Oh, yes. No, he's missed it. Oh, sitter. Absolute sitter. Should have been 4-1, that. Cornelius, what's cooking? Good looking. How's about cooking something up with me? Do you remember that song? GTA. Hey, sweet baby. Yes, I'm good, mate. Thank you. I am Crew. Donnarumma wouldn't be happy if Enrique walked in next season, would he? Oh, yeah, on your bike. You've just got here. On your bike, sunshine. Liam Manning Company and Milner, assistant manager. Oh, that'd be a proper boring setup, wouldn't it? Gareth Barry set piece coach. CUFC 50, where do you think that Carlisle will finish in the table this season? I think you've got a very, very good chance of maybe not automatic promotion, but I would be surprised if you didn't make the playoffs. I'd go maybe third or fourth. What do you think? Where do you put Carlisle? I think you've definitely got a good chance of the playoffs. Great play by Morecambe defensively to get it away. Palatelli under 21s coach. Reese cannot believe Gareth Barry has the most Prem appearances ever. What a Rolls Royce. I mean, Milner's still chasing him down, but I can't see him getting it. It just boils down to fitness, doesn't it? All you have to do is start early and be fit all the time. If you're never really injured and look after yourself, that's how you get the most Premier League appearances. Same with Giggs. I am Crew. Wasn't the rumours that Ruben Amorim was City's choice post-Pep? I think that came from the fact that they had the ex-Sporting Lisbon sporting director there, didn't they? And he had a really good relationship with Amorim. It was Hugo Viana. Hugo Viana's at City, and he obviously knows Amorim from his time at Sporting. So, yeah, there was certainly talk about Amorim and City, but nah, he's not going to go there. CUFC 50 says second place, I reckon, and Rochdale will win the league. Yeah, I was going to say Rochdale have got a very, very good chance up the Dale. But to be honest, there's a lot. I mean, you can't really look past Forest Green. I feel like there's a good few. Forest Green have started really, really well. So, betting odds, York City... Surprised I didn't say York City, actually. York City are favourites to win the National League. Then it's Southend. Then it's Forest Green. Then it's Carlisle. Then it's Rochdale. Then it's Scunthorpe. Then it's Hartlepool. So there's your top 7. Hartlepool, Scunthorpe, Rochdale, Carlisle, Forest Green, Southend, York City. Clarkey, Manuel Pellegrini back to City. You heard it here first. I am Crew. Do you think Messi and Ronaldo will go into management? No. No, absolutely not. It's far too risky for him. You've got to remember, honestly, Cristiano Ronaldo, when he finishes, well, if anyone does, I think it might be Ronaldo. I don't think it'll be Messi. Messi will be one of them who ends up going back and just living a really humble life on a farm in Argentina or something. Whereas Ronaldo, I think in his 60s, you'll still see him like walking around with shoes with no socks on and some 24-year-old model on his arm. He'll be like Wayne Lineker. Cristiano Ronaldo will be like Wayne Lineker at Ocean Beach every weekend, but he'll be Saudi. Whatever the Saudi equivalent of Ocean Beach is. I don't think they've got too many of them in Saudi, I think, to be honest. But I think that's probably what he ends up like. Too much time. Too much for that. Jordan, okay, that Parish news about 6 p.m. is funny. What was it? What was the Steve Parish news? Steve Parish. What was the news at 6 p.m? I didn't see it. Right, well, we are into added time at the end. Excuse me. Added time at the end of this game at the Mazuma Stadium. Morecambe 1, Forest Green 3. It's been a good game, but I was hoping maybe for better in the second half. Jordan, he was at a fitness club on deadline day. That's why there was no news. Didn't you sign Kristantos Uche on deadline day? I was going to say, he definitely signed a centre forward on deadline day, so it's not the end of the world. Decent little finish to the window. Just a reminder again, tomorrow night, by the way, if you're wanting to watch a little bit of football with us, we're going to be watching Brackley Town against Carlisle United in the National League. We've been watching National League tonight. Tomorrow night, it's Brackley Town, who got promoted from National League North up into the National League. They play Carlisle United, who dropped down from League 2 into the National League. So you'd expect the away side to be the favourites there. They're managed by ex-Manchester United player Mark Hughes, Sparky, ex-Blackburn manager, ex-City manager, ex-Stoke manager as well, Mark Hughes, isn't he? It's been about a bit. Played for Everton, played for Chelsea, Wales. So yeah, Mark Hughes, manager of Carlisle United, up against Brackley Town tomorrow, live on DAZN. I'll be watching it. So if you want to join along with us, make sure you've clicked up here. Make sure you've followed. Make sure if you're on YouTube, you've subscribed. All that good stuff. And yeah, I'll be live tomorrow night, about the same time. Jay Sakini, how do you think Jackson will do at Munich? I don't think he gets too much game time. He's back up to Harry Kane, isn't he? I think he gets more game time next year when Harry Kane goes. Because I think it's kind of well established at this point that Harry Kane is going. Harry Kane might even go in January. Wouldn't be surprised if Kane moved on in January to Barcelona. That wouldn't terribly surprise me. I am Crew. Did you see Wisser nearly bottled his own transfer by not signing an important sheet of paper? I saw that, but I wasn't exactly sure how true it was. But yeah, funny. Jaden, have fun with Isaac. Hope he breaks his leg. That's not nice, Jaden. Don't wish that sort of thing on people. That's not very nice. Should never wish ill on people. Especially when he hasn't done out to you. And he hasn't really done anything wrong, Isaac. What's he done wrong? Why are you so upset with him? Done nothing wrong. All he did was ask for a transfer. And apparently asked for the transfer a long while ago. I am Crute. He asked before the League Cup final, didn't he? Thank you for the gift. Be yourself, Dylan. Appreciate that, mate. He asked before the League Cup final, didn't he? But apparently he asked last summer. There's rumours that he asked last summer. That's what he alleges, that Newcastle have known for months and months and months that he wanted to leave the club and just didn't really do anything about it. Just kind of like... And again, if he'd have played ball, if he'd have just been really, really nice and said, "Oh yeah, no worries, lads, no worries, it's all right. If you don't want to sell me, you don't have to. It's fine. Yeah." If he'd have just done that, then the same situation that's happened with Mark Gay would have happened with him, wouldn't it? He wouldn't have got his move. So I don't feel like he's done anything wrong. He's gone to his employer. He's asked to leave. His employer said, "Well, you know, we'd rather you didn't." He said, "Well, I want to." That's it. You're gonna have to. Someone's gonna have to compromise and agree. He's gone and got a club who'll give him massive fee for him, and they have done. Well, it's full time here. Morecambe 1, Forest Green 3. Disappointing night for Ashvir Singh Johal and the Panjab Warriors and the Shrimps. Morecambe losing after taking the lead. What a goal it was as well. An absolute screamer it was from Guion Edwards, ex-Wiggins Guion Edwards, who scored it. Smashed it in from about 25, 30 yards out, off the crossbar and in. Absolute screamer of a goal. And then Forest Green get back into it about 10 minutes before half-time. An absolutely horrendous howler at the back from Morecambe, giving the ball away. I think it was Musque who gave the ball away in midfield, and it was pounced on by McAllister. He runs in behind. Great finish past the keeper. And then just before half-time, literally a couple of minutes before half-time, it was Tom Knowles who just smashed it in. It was basically a tap-in, I guess. And that leaves Morecambe right down the foot of the table. They have only played 4 games compared to everyone else playing sort of 6 and 7. They did move the calendar a little bit, the National League, to try and accommodate Morecambe's request because they were, struggling to get their licence back and everything. But Morecambe are currently in 23rd. And Forest Green are top. With that win, they go top on 17 points ahead of Rochdale, who are in second on 15. Carlisle United, who we're watching tomorrow, they can go third above Southend with a win over Brackley Town, who themselves could actually go above Carlisle with a win. It'd have to be a big old win, but if Brackley Town beat Carlisle, they can go into the top 7, into those playoff places. So, yeah, we'll see. We shall see. We'll be live for that one tomorrow night. Finners Matty, if this Gay situation teaches one thing, is that being the good guy and still training and playing doesn't get you the move you want, but not training and playing doesn't get you the move you want. Well, he did train. He always trained, Isaac. There was nothing wrong with him. He always turned up for training. He just apparently let Eddie Howe know that his head wasn't maybe in the right place for playing. That doesn't necessarily mean he refused to play, though. Be Yourself Dylan says Champions League starting soon. It is indeed. Yeah, looking forward to that. Soon as the international break's over, we'll have Champions League football back. Clarky, Key, who was the cheekiest footballer you've ever met? Cheekiest. I don't know, really. Probably John Aldridge. Yeah, John Aldridge was cool. When I say cheeky, he was a good laugh. So in that sense, he was cheeky. I like John Aldridge. He was all right. But I don't really... Yeah, I've not really met any of them specifically that long of a time where I can say he was dead cheeky. But yeah, John Aldridge is probably a good laugh. Jamie Carragher's quite a good laugh, quite cheeky. Don't know about anyone else. Right. Well, listen. I've had a lovely night. I hope you've had one too. It's been good to see you all. Good to chat with you all. I'll be live again tomorrow night about the same time. If you want to join me, make sure you give us a like and a subscribe over on YouTube. And I will see you all tomorrow. Same time, about 6:30, 7 o'clock for Brackley Town against Carlisle United. More National League football. Also, I'll be putting out my full schedule on YouTube of all the games that we're watching over the next couple of weeks. So go and check it out. Let me know if there's any games you want to watch. I'm also going to be putting in my Discord community tomorrow. So if you want to be on my Discord, then you can join it. We can have a little chinwag through the day before the lives are on and everything. We can be chatting through the day. So if you want to join my Discord community, then you can do that too. And I will see you all tomorrow. Take it easy. Have a nice night.